Good morning or good afternoon for those of you that are in the States. I think most of you know this, I am in beautiful Bali right now, preparing for our New Year adventure, our detox yoga wellness retreat that's going to be happening in just about 2 weeks. We have 2 back-to-back, so I've been really readying myself spiritually and also preparing my body and getting really used to the land here. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I'll be sharing some more photos so you can all see beautiful Bali itself. You might even be able to hear some birds right now as it's about 7 a.m. in the morning. So all of life is currently waking up here. So as I've been preparing myself for the year ahead, I got a download to actually do this workshop, this gathering with all of you, because there is a power in creating intention, getting really clear on your vision, and taking deliberate action towards what you desire, especially when it comes to wellness. From someone myself that used to be a chronic dieter, and I also had a lot of different health struggles and issues. I won't go through all of them right now, but I know a lot of you know what those are. A lot of issues digestively, diagnosed with an autoimmune, and just like this long list of chronic struggles that I went through, along with eating disorders. And so within that, I always created, not just on New Year's, but resolutions consistently all the time about things that I was going to do, right? Tomorrow it's going to be better. Tomorrow it's going to be better. Oh, I'm going to have this plan. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And really never actually seen any results in creating long-term positive change that was actually a lifestyle change, not just diet. And so I really want to see you all thrive this year and come up with a very clear plan in what you are choosing to create for yourself. Oftentimes we create, the resolution, and we're like, I'm gonna lose 30 pounds, or I'm finally gonna get my diet figured out. I'm gonna get better this year. I'm not gonna have any more food intolerances. I'm gonna know exactly how to eat for me. Right, and there's power in that clarity, and then also going, okay, great, now exactly what steps are you going to take in order to get there, and what accountability do you need? So today we're going to do that, as this is going to be fun. So I hope you have brought your journal and anything else you need in order to be able to write everything down, because I'm going to give you some spaciousness to write everything down as you go, so you can journal and really get into this process. So this is going to be a little bit of rapid fire as we go through this process. So as we begin, I wanted to share with you a card that I pulled for all of you this morning, and it is from my Abraham Hicks and Law of Attraction for Health deck. And so the card that I pulled for you all this morning was, I can only create within my own beliefs. Hope you can see that it's not too shiny. So this morning, what this card speaks is, from wherever you stand, you can get to wherever you want to be. If you could understand that your now is only the jumping off place for that which is to come, you could move quickly, even from dramatic unwanted things to things that please you. But you must focus upon where you want to be. If this life experience contains the data that causes you to give birth to a desire, then the wherewithal to accomplish it is available to you. However, you cannot create outside your own beliefs. Such a juicy card. Yes, because our belief systems have a huge impact, which we're going to be talking more about, of actually what you create in your life. Because so many, I've seen and I've experienced this myself, is that we're like, oh, but I can't. Oh, because it hasn't happened before, so it's not going to happen now. So your belief systems have everything to do with the results that you're going to create for yourself. And because you desire it as well. If you desire it, then it is available to you. You don't get desires that you are not able to accomplish. So if you desire to make $1 million, that is available to you. If you desire to have a beautiful body that has so much energy that you feel absolutely alive and connected to, that is available to you. So within that, let's get going. So during this exercise, one of the things we're going to focus upon is wellness. So we're going to really be focusing upon wellness, but of course this also relates to career, relationships, and other areas of our life. The one reason I really focus upon wellness so much and why I love doing what I do is because it is the foundation upon which we create all other things. What I mean by that is when we feel sick or kind of like, ugh, I know a lot of you are dealing with digestive issues, hormonal imbalances. It can really throw everything else off because we're so kind of clouded and muck that we can't really get clear on what we desire, right? If you're always in brain fog and you're always tired, you're just like, oh, I just want to sleep, rather than actually being able to meet those other goals, to start your other business, to be able to run on the beach, right? Or if you are just so kind of in your gut, especially as you get clear, you're like, wow, I never noticed how I truly felt until I was able to let go of constipation, chronic pain, and all these different other things, right? They can really cloud the system. So when you remove all of those health struggles, you're actually able to see the world in a brighter, more clear space and what is actually available to you. So that's one reason that we're really going to be focusing on wellness here. And also too, I want to also go into the space, right? In my experience, some of the stories that we tell ourselves is, oh, when this happens, I'll be able to. I've heard this a lot and I've done this myself, right? No more of that. And what that looks like is, oh, when I have more money, or next year I'll be able to, like, I'm planning on doing that. That's going to happen. Those are all whenning, when it's like we put a circumstance upon which we will be able to actually reach our goals. And that is just bullshit. It's a story that keeps us small, even if it feels very, very true. Like when I have the more money, then I'll be able to commit to getting better, to doing these things. When I have more time, that's a really, really big one. That's never gonna happen, right? So it really is not. And so you have to decide now that this is the time at which you are going to create deliberate action in reaching the results that you desire. So no more winning this year, right? No more winning your desires. It is time to create action and to actually achieve those goals now. So also too, I can't or I wish, I just want to go into those. Noticing as you go into this new year, when you say, oh, I can't because, or I wish. So I want to offer you some subtle, just some vocabulary shifts within those. When we say, oh, I can't because I'm doing this, rather noticing that you can do anything you want at any time, and it is always a choice. So for instance, oh, I can't do that because I'm doing this other thing. And so, I can't go to the gym because I got to pick up my kids from school. I can't do that. Rather realizing that that's a choice, and to go, oh, you know what? I'm choosing to pick up my kids from school instead, right? That's because I am assuming, right? That is what we make choices based on what we value. So for you, you might really you love picking up your kids from school. That's great. Know that is a choice, and there is no can't in that. So just choosing those subtle words creates a huge energetic difference in the results that you actually are going to experience. Another one, oh, I wish I could. Oh, I wish I could, but I'm doing this other thing. Right? You still have choice. So, wow, that sounds really lovely, though I'm committed to this instead. Noticing that what you choose and everything you do in life is a commitment that which you've chosen for yourself. Right? If you're choosing to take care of your kids, if you're choosing to allot money to taking care of your kids, rather, if you're choosing to purchase peanut butter cups every night, that is a choice versus purchasing a smoothie for yourself every day. Noticing that these are all choices, so there is no can't or wish. Those are only circumstances that you put upon yourself, which will be a roadblock in you getting to what you desire. And I really want to support you in seeing where those energetic shifts can really happen. So within that, looking over my notes, is I've really noticed this in myself when I look at my belief systems. is really where I've made myself small, right? By choosing belief systems that hindered me because I wasn't really willing to show up and do the work, or because I was just scared of it, or because I didn't know how, so I kept myself small, or because I hadn't seen the results before. And so sometimes that can come up, like, oh, I'm always doing the same resolution, I'm always doing the same thing, and I haven't ever seen a change, so it's really hard for me to believe. And so I just want to support you, and knowing those are all very, very real feelings, and also you can shift them, and that is available to you as well. So let's go get into your vision creation now. So this week you have been celebrating the first piece. If you have not done this already, and it's important to put pen to paper because it's been shown that actually writing it out is a huge difference in the people that actually write it down every single day or write things down just in general have better results than they do if they go, oh, well, I already know that. Write it down. So get your journal, get your pen. We're going to get going on this. So what are you celebrating from this past year? What are you really excited that you did? Before moving on to this last year, notice what foundational pieces you already did. What are you celebrating? Maybe you just were like, you know what? I actually started making smoothies this year. Wow, I started enjoying salads. I just started eating more vegetables. You know what? I actually went and I applied for a better position at my company. Or I up-leveled and raised my pricing in my business. What are you celebrating from this year? And feel free to also share it with those here too. So what are you celebrating, right? Get into that. What are you celebrating? Second, what are you letting go of, right? And we'll get deeper into this, but what are you ready to let go of? What is the thing you're ready to let go of? We've already been doing some work in that, right? Like digestive distress, hormonal imbalances, fatigue, being tired and just feeling kind of in your body. What are you really ready to let go of? What is that thing? And notice if you kind of have an attachment going on or a belief system about, yeah, but I don't think I can. If there's the itty bitty shitty committee coming in, just take note of that and write it down like, oh, the little voices in my head, what are they saying? So noticing as that comes up as you do this exercise and actually writing those down. What is the little itty bitty shitty committee saying about your goals, your desires? Because those are your, underlying long-held belief systems. I want to knock those out of the park, right? Excuse me. So create a vision. So for this year, I want you to list. I invite you to list. What are all the things that you desire? What are the things you desire for yourself? So let's first just do a loose list. What are all the things do you desire for yourself, right? What are those big things? Maybe it's you really want to purchase a new car. You want to up level in your business and you want to sign 6 high-end year-long clients. Maybe it's you want to know exactly how to eat for your health. You are tired of feeling fatigued in your body, and this year you are going to create radical health. Maybe that is a piece of, wow, like this year I'm going to feel so comfortable in my body that I'm going to be able to run on the beach. I'm going to be able to climb that mountain. I'm going to be able to put on a swimsuit and feel really, really good. I'm going to be able to come home after work, a really big goal, come home after work and still have the energy to do whatever I want. So think about all that you desire. New car, new business. Maybe you're working on a business plan for yourself. This year I'm really going to, actually do it. I'm going to get my do my business formation of my LLC or whatever it is. And I'm going to create my business. Maybe you're going to take 3 family vacations. What else is there? The big piece. Maybe you're going to actually change your job completely. Maybe you really desire about calling in the perfect partner for yourself. Maybe this you're going to do a triathlon. So write down all these things that you really desire for yourself. What do those look like? So really give yourself some spaciousness to write all those down. So you're probably going to need more time than what I'm giving you here because this is a live call. So just get really, really clear. Go back and list all that you desire. And then 2, I want you to choose, out of all those things that you list, what are the top 3 that you plan to achieve in the next 6 months, right? Sometimes when we look at the whole year, it can feel a little over like whelming. So people usually do better in a short pocket. So 6 months is usually a good amount. So what are the top 3 things you would like to accomplish in the next 6 months? So what are those top 3? And so choose the ones that are really like, yes, that is the thing. Okay, so I want one family vacation. I want to, up level and change my prices and land 3 clients. I want to create a wellness plan and be able to have no more digestive problems. I want to feel a balanced mood. I want to feel so incredible in my body that I could go run up and down a mountain at any time I want. So think about those top 3 things. What are they for you? And then within those top 3 things, think about, are any of them based on what would support the next, right? So if you're looking at it and you're going, well, I want to be able to climb Everest, and you also have a different, I'm just giving that for example, maybe you do, so rock on for that. And so what is the thing, if you also have down there, I just don't really want to need digestive discomfort, and I actually really would just want to feel comfortable and understand what foods are actually driving my body crazy right now. Then will that support you in being able to climb Everest? So also kind of noticing how it's a subcategory, right? Well, I got to get my body in shape in order to be able to have the energy to do all of those things, right? And also too, just kind of noticing that. Do any support one of the other goals so that they're actually kind of grouped together, so to speak. I hope that makes sense. So top 3 things of your big vision. Is there any within those top 3 that support the other one so that you can actually accomplish it first? And also too, I want to jump in here before we move on to the next. Don't let the itty bitty shitty committee of, I can't do that yet though, right? That I can't, that I wish, that can't happen yet because I have a lot of other things going on in your life. The how is not your concern right now. It is just looking at what you actually desire and want. Let go of the how, that is not for now. That rhymed. So just remember that. Let go of the how, it is not for now, right? So if you're noticing, I can't do that in the next 6 months because I have this going on. That's just a bunch of bullshit story. It really is, even though it can feel very, very true. And so put that to the side for right now, and then we'll get back to it later. So the next question is, how many of these goals, what of these goals have you attempted in the past and it did not work for you? So looking at your goals and going, which ones have I attempted maybe many times over? So from experience, what I used to do is I used to always have the resolution that I was always going to be able to stick to a juiced fast for a really long time. I was going to be able to lose the 30 pounds specifically this month. I was going to be able to do it, and I'll start tomorrow. It'll start tomorrow. I'll keep doing it. And so my resolution was always throughout the entire year, not just New Year's. It was always consecutively the same, and I always blamed it on myself rather than going, though my approach and everything that I was doing was not working out. So getting really clear, what of these are a continual story for you that keep coming up? And so we're going to get into the story a little bit more, but what are the ones that are continual story that keep coming up for you? So also within that, so going through those top 3, which of these are goals you have set for the past and you weren't able to hit? And then what roadblocks did you reach before when trying to attain these, the ones that you've tried before? What are the roadblocks you tend to hit? So specifically in wellness, right? Because you're on this group is, I know time is usually a big one that I hear from a lot of people. I didn't have time. Family emergencies came up, just life happened. Like, oh, cravings. Cravings is also another big, well, cravings happened. Life happened, I was really busy, this happened, this happened. It's usually life circumstance. So write down your roadblocks that usually hit for all of these. What are the ones that always continually come up for you? So maybe it's like, oh, well, I had a very emergency circumstances. And it seems to always happen in my life. I always have something that comes up. Write those down and get really specific. And then is it feeling like you're always too tired to do them? Does it feel like a financial piece that you're never able to commit to? What is it that is the roadblock for you? So write those down. And then as you go, I want to share with you some little nuggets, and I'm going to be pretty bold about this, is that life will always happen. This is something I see and I've run into myself a lot, is that we put circumstances on which we can attain our goals. I can only attain my goal if life is perfect and I have nothing else to do and life is not hectic. Oh, I'm going to wait until this thing is over until I focus on my health. Those are just stories, because life is always going to happen. There will always be emergency situations. Life generally for most people can be a lot going on. So when you start putting those, you are creating a circumstance in which you believe that you can only attain this goal if your life looks picture perfect. And to be really truthful with you, this is a way of keeping yourself small and being able to say, well, I can't do it because. This is a way to live in the I can't story. Because when you create a lifestyle, it is completely different than creating a circumstantial, fleeting thing that happens for you. That is a very, very big difference. And I really want you to examine those roadblocks, that they're all self-made. And even with family circumstances and emergencies, your lifestyle changes will be something that you can keep at any time with any circumstance happening at any time. Now, if you do not feel that you've been able to create radical lifestyle changes because something always comes up, with your health, like you've really been like, but then life happened and I got busy and I wasn't able to do all the things I needed to do for my health. Those are all circumstantial. So that's time to do it differently this year, to find the accountability, to find the support, and to be able to creating a plan that works at all times. So if you've been on a plan in the past, so let's just do a diet one, for instance, is if you've ever been on a diet in the past and, I know that I've done that and but I couldn't keep up with it because it's kind of saying, oh, but it was me. The plan actually works really well. I just couldn't stick to it. It is actually because of the plan. So a lot of people say, oh, but I did really well on this diet, so I just need to go back to it. If it worked so well, you wouldn't have to go back to it. It would have never left you. And that is the biggest difference about being in a lifestyle versus in a fleeting diet at which you put circumstances upon, or the plan in which didn't take into account your lifestyle and something that you want to be on forever. So when you look at something, look at it, do I really want to be on this do I really want to be on this? Like, is this something I really want to do for like a long time? And if it's not, then it's not for you. Or it could have been approach, right? Not having the accountability support, and to really understand it for yourself. So really take a look at that. That's something that I really go over with a lot of clients, and just really kind of examining the ways at which we do not actually align with our goals. Okay, next one. What do you need to learn or develop in order to get the results you desire? So what do you need to learn or develop in order to get the results you desire? Right? So if you're saying, I want to go to a different country and live for 6 months in, wherever, maybe it's Indonesia or something. What do you need to learn or develop? So go, oh, well, I need to learn what the visa requirements are. Oh, I would actually really like to learn that language. I would like to What do I need to develop? I need to develop a business in which I can live nomadically, so that's just for instance. So also too, right, for your health, you might be exploring your health. I know a lot of you are going, there's stuff happening within my body and I'm not just quite sure what it is. So you need to learn how to feel your body best and to be able to understand your body and why things are happening in your body. So you need to actually understand your anatomy. You need to understand why things are happening in the first place. And you need to develop this understanding and gain the education, gain the knowledge of why things are happening in the first place. That's really the foundation, so that you can then attain your goals. So write down, what do you need to learn or develop in order to get these results? New language, visa requirements, understanding your body, business. You need to know, you need to learn what legal requirements you have, what to form your business, all sorts of things like that. So what do you need to learn or develop? So don't think about the how yet of how you're going to learn it or develop it. Just kind of start getting your brain going in terms of, oh, what do I actually need to learn or develop, right? Because you're kind of going down into each level for these. Great. So what accountability do you need or support do you need in order to make this happen for you? What accountability or support do you need in order to make this happen for you? So for instance, going back to the visa, moving to a different country, right? You may need to hire someone. You might need to go to, an immigration office. You need some accountability. You might need to hire a lawyer. You might need to hire an accountant, like all these different things for a business, moving to a new country. If it's for your health, you need accountability of maybe a group, a coach, a personal trainer, someone like me, and that's the accountability you need. Now, as you write this down, don't think about the how or I can't, that's not for me right this time. The one thing that is really so important in attaining our goals is to have accountability and support. Somebody's not going to keep you going. If you tried something in the past and it didn't stick, there's a reason for it. And I always think about this circumstance. Olympic athletes, they have so many coaches. They have a huge support system for themselves. And this is even before they're in riches, right? These are people that are just preparing for their Olympic medal, right? They have so much support and coaches and accountability, and they are laser focused with the determination. You are no different than an Olympic athlete. This is something that I told myself about. Well, they're special. You're just as special, and you deserve to get the results you desire. The only thing different is the belief system. The only thing is the belief system and the determination, right? They're determined, so they're going to do everything, right, they can to be able to get that gold medal. They're going to wake up every morning at 5 a.m. They have a coach getting them up at 4 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever it is. They have someone cheering them on, teaching them how to do certain things. They don't not rely just upon their self. This is something in my experience I've seen all too often, especially with women, and myself included in this, is that, oh, I should really know how to do this by myself. Like I can really do this on my own. The fact that we really believe that we should have to do anything on our own is a really sad story. I'm really like, I should really do this. I should be able to be my own doctor. I should understand that. We all need support, accountability, and coaches in order to get the results we desire. So if you're deciding, oh, I'm going to do this on my own, I got this. Notice where that story is coming from, that you actually believe you need to do something on your own, or that you should be able to do something on your own. That is a long-held belief system that I'm going to assume a little bit comes from childhood, right? And also within that usually story comes from a feeling of not feeling worthy enough to invest in ourselves. Or, right, we create the story, oh, I feel bad, like I can't believe I have to ask for support in this. I know I used to this. I can't believe I actually have to get support in this. This is so stupid. I can't believe it. I should just know this. You weren't born, right, with a guidebook to everything you need to know. That's why there's different expertise in the world, people that are really good at different things. I know where I'm great at. I'm great at shifting belief systems. I'm great at helping get my clients getting results because I understand the body, because I've been studying it for 10 years and I've seen what works and I've seen what doesn't long term. And I've seen what doesn't short term. And so that's something that I know and I've dedicated 10 years to. And assuming that you need to know all that tomorrow is what actually keeps people a lot from actually attaining their goals. Had a couple of consults this week and they were like, oh, I'm just so confused. Like, how am I going to do all these things and how am I going to do that? That's what you have a coach and support for. It is not for you to understand everything that you need to do right now and to feel bad about it. That's just a way of keeping you stuck in the story. For those that I see stuck in the story and that don't get support because they feel so overwhelmed, it's because they didn't hand over the overwhelm to someone to say, support me, and be held in accountability for it. So know that those, in my experience, those are those who I see stay stuck in their same health concern because they're unwilling to invest in themselves and their health. Because they are so like, oh, I should know this, I should get this, it's so overwhelming. Notice if that's you on a continual basis. Accountability and support is needed. Every Olympic athlete, every person that you see, and they're no different than you, and it has nothing to do with money in order to get the support. It has nothing to do with money. So write down what support and accountability, and don't worry about the money piece or any of those pieces, or time, money, those are usually the big ones of how you're gonna make it happen. Just write, what are those gonna be for you this year? So, yeah. So what do you need to let go of in order to make this happen? So here's a big one. So I started looking at it and I said, what will support me next? And I go, okay, well, I really want to get accountability and support. And so I was like, well, I'm saying no. And so I'm like, oh, I'm kind of feeling stretched with time. And instead of going, oh, I don't have any time, right? It's like, where am I allotting time that I need to shift so in order to get to my next big goal? So it's going, how am I actually using all my time right now? And what do I need to let go of? Because this goal is way more important than this other thing I'm doing over here. So what do you need to let go of? Temporarily. So maybe right now, maybe you're a mama and you've been doing a lot of time with your kids and they're getting a little bit older. And so maybe, coming back from it a little bit and choosing to now just even spend 30 minutes a day for you. It's not really that much, but just shifting that, right? 30 minutes more to me a day, right? How can you allocate time? Or even allocate finances. Maybe we're going, oh, I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. Oftentimes when we look at it, it's like, wow, I was getting, chocolate peanut butter cups every day for 30 days. It's a very expensive habit. Also, too, going out to eat. Easily $500 a month, boom. It's just allocating time, finances, resources to something else. It is always usually available to you. So just taking a look at that and noticing where you can allocate. What do you need to let go of? I need to let go of my chocolate peanut butter habit. I need to let go of going out to eat, six times a week. I need to let go of my coffee habit in order to make this happen. Like, I need to let go of a long-held belief system. Wow, my belief system is that I'm not worthy enough. And then also, I need support and accountability in order to let that go. So just noticing all those pieces too. So, belief systems, and going even into that is the belief system, right? If you're kind of having a stuck, like if you're going to get there. So I want you to start thinking about okay, what is the first step I need to take now? So you got your list of your goals. What goal will, even in those goals, what support next? You have, what you need to let go of. I'm going to go actually over them all real quick again. So list all that you desire, everything that you desire, those big, beautiful goals that you have. What are the top 3 things for the next 6 months? Are there any of these goals that will support the next, right? Like if you want to climb Everest, but your health isn't doing so well, work on your health first, right? To be able to get to Everest. Are there any of these goals that's something you have done in the past, but you haven't actually stuck to? right? This is different than, oh, well, that diet really worked in the past and I just didn't stick to it because of time. Well, then it didn't fucking work. So which ones of these are these goals that you've had for yourself, like health, losing weight, being able to figure out a long-held health struggle for yourself? What is that? What roadblocks did you run into in the past? What was it? Was it time, finances, all those different things? And noticing where there's stories. Time, life circumstance, those are all just stories. Being really honest with yourself. The biggest part I've realized of doing all these things is growth is uncomfortable and should be uncomfortable. If you're like, oh, I can't believe she's saying that because it's very real. I had a lot of stuff and I don't have a lot of time. Those are all belief systems and you should feel uncomfortable. That's one thing I've noticed with my coach. The reason, the how I get to my goals that I want to reach is by being uncomfortable and having somebody reflect back to me the beliefs that I don't want to see. And that is a real good way to be like, wow, truth bomb there. That really hit. Wow, now I can reflect on that and realize where I've decided to keep myself small. What do you need to learn or develop in order to get the results? What do you need to learn or understand, right, about your body, those sort of things? What accountability and support do you need to make it happen? And are there any of these, what do you need to let go of in order to be there? Like, how do you need to allocate to be able to get support, right? What do you need to allocate or shift in order to get support, or what belief systems do you need support to, and also shifting through accountability and support in order to get the results you desire. Also within that, then write down the first step you're going to take before the new year actually hits, before the ball drops. What is the number one thing you are going to do to start making this happen? How are you going to create this action plan, right? So deliberate action. What are you choosing to do right now before New Year begins in order to get the support and accountability you need, in order to shift any long-held belief systems, in order to attain your top 3 goals in the next 6 months? What one of those, right, is your big top goal? And going, you know what? My health is coming first because I know that I don't have the energy. I don't feel really that good in order to do any of the other things on my plate, my relationships, my career, because I just feel so shitty in my body. So I need to get the accountability and support from somebody who has done the same. I need to let go of my chocolate peanut butter habit that I could actually use to actually pay for the support per month. And what is the action step you're going to take now? Are you going to research people? Are you going to reach out to someone? Maybe it's me, maybe it's someone else, and actually make a time to do a consultation and decide to actually do it and not wait, because you're not in winning mode anymore. No time to do the winning time. It's time for deliberate creation and action right now. The how will show up through the support and accountability instead of having to know it all yourself, right? That's really not your job. It's to ask for support and accountability in the places you desire. And then following through on that and asking questions and understanding. So write down that big action goal, and I want to hear from all of you. What is that? Share with us. What is that one thing you are going to do? You can even email it to me. I will reply back personally. Email it to me, crystal@colormekale.com. I'd love to hear what is the one thing you're going to work towards actually attaining that goal right now before this January 1st. Just let me know. I'd love to hear it. So thank you all so much for joining me. I love doing these vision creations. Such a potent time of year to really get clear on your desires and actually how you're going to attain them. It is not enough to know what you want, but to actually get into the action of it. This is actually manifestation. If you want something, it's not just going, oh, I really want that thing, but to actually be in, you have to embody your manifestation. How do you embody it? You're like, oh, that feels good. Yeah, I'm going to go for it. If your thought is, I want to create a lot of money, but instead of embodying what that feels like and moving towards it, that manifestation, right? It's different. So embodying what you desire and putting the action towards it. That is actually manifestation, law of attraction in action. That is a way to get your big, beautiful goals met. I believe in each one of you in being able to have an incredible 2019 and to be able to really see lasting change for yourself. I support you, I see you, I honor your walk. So send on those emails. I'd love to read them, and I will talk to you all very soon.